low water level in the reservoir caused by drought conditions of the summer of 1984 mean that the old track formation is clearly visible.
In the bare-bone line was Booth and Byre and back. Ffestiniog rail the ride, all veil the Snowdon mountain track. Bright painted little engines, wheels riding narrow rails. Pistons steaming, brasses gleaming, great little trains of Wales.
This impressive incline is one of the many slate quarry feeders into the Ffestiniog.
Little railway, clack, clickety-clack, singing along to the end of the track. Over streams and up mountain, through woods and through vales, rides one of the great little trains of Wales. People look out for sheep that get onto the line. The guard checks his watch, is the train still on time? Then away through the trees hear a shrill whistle call as she crosses the stream by the clear waterfall.
On leaving Ffestiniog station, the train rejoins the original 1836 track formation for the last 1.5 miles to Blaenau Ffestiniog. The final approach alongside the BR line leads into the new joint BR-FR station in the centre of Blaenau Ffestiniog.
Passengers travelling on by British Rail connection to Ffestiniog Junction and Ffestiniog.
The arrival of Ffestiniog passenger trains in 1982, after 43 years' absence, marks the fulfilment of the Society's aim to reopen the whole of the 13.5 miles of the railway. In addition, the direct connection with the BR Conway Valley line to the North Wales coast has generated a lot of extra traffic both for the FR and BR lines, and a much needed boost for the town of Ffestiniog. As the engine crew prepare Blanche for the return to Port Madog, we take a final look at Mountaineer at Cannibal Station.
Narrow gauges all the rage, come ride the little trains. Not a dream, but living steam in glory once again. Bright painted little engines, wheels riding narrow rails. Piston steaming, brasses gleaming, great little trains of Wales.
A carnival atmosphere was created to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Ffestiniog Railway. For the weekend of April the 19th and 20th, 1986, a commemorative souvenir weekend ticket gave unlimited free travel on service trains, special vintage trains and all special events, including access to the works at Boston Lodge, which are usually closed to the public, and Minforth Yard, where there were civil engineering displays and a chance to drive a simplex diesel. A rake of various historic items of rolling stock has also been assembled for the occasion in the yard at Minforth. During the weekend, two ex-Slate Quarry engines, Britomart, which is an 1899 Hunslet, and Challoner, an 1877 De Winton upright boiler engine, were in steam. These two engines seen here in tandem are typical of engines used during the last century throughout the Welsh Slate quarries. They are both privately owned. Britomart is attached to the Ffestiniog Railway and Challoner has been loaned for the 150 weekend from the Leighton Buzzard Railway.
Right, we're going down the yard.
Challoner is shunting recently renovated wagons loaded with slate, which will be used later to form a vintage gravity working slate train. Each slate wagon, when loaded, contains 2 tons of dressed roofing slates, which are still produced at Ffestiniog. The line was engineered with a continuous gradient from the mountains at Ffestiniog down to the sea at Portmaddock, where the slates were then loaded onto sailing ships to be transported to all areas of Britain, Germany and other parts of Europe. High-speed gravity trains were a regular occurrence on the Ffestiniog, and slate trains with 80 wagons and over were common and quite a spectacular sight to see. Approaching now up Binforth Cutting is the Earl of Merioneth, a double fairley locomotive with a 14-coach service train. We now see the engine Mountaineer, which was built by the American Locomotive Company in 1917, heading a train round the curve at Boston Lodge Works. And now, approaching Minforth Station, Mountaineer with the newly rebuilt diesel Conway Castle. Next, we will see Prince, one of the original Ffestiniog engines of 1863, freshly repainted in a 1900 livery, preparing to haul a vintage train of pre-1880 rolling stock from Harbour Station at Portmaddock up to Linford.
We're waiting for the train.
The engine Prince, built in 1863, is the oldest locomotive in the world still pulling passenger trains. And now, returning with a down service train, Mountaineer is followed by the two Corrie engines which are hauling the slate wagons up the track, ready for a working gravity slate train down through Minford Station. Maddock, Prince heads another vintage train out of the station.